Coming up, Kim Jong-il needs attention, and he gets it. Ill-gotten gains. Nobel Peace Prizer gone wild. Suu Kyi with a handsome US stranger overnight. Saucy. And Chris Brown to jam with Mike and Sully? All this and more. This is The News Show. Hello, I'm Artie Sequeira and welcome to The News Show. This week brought to you by The Effigy. Taking the brunt since the Middle Ages. You're welcome, all you hated. The Effigy. Our top story, the Korean War is back. North Korea has scrapped the peace treaty that ended the Korean War more than 50 years ago. Earlier this week, North Korea performed both an underground nuclear warhead test and launched short-range missiles into the ocean, much to the world's chagrin. All of North Korea is overjoyed, as hopefully the sounds of gunfire, mortar and bombs will overshadow the rumblings of their empty bellies. Nobel Peace Prize winner Aung San Suu Kyi is on trial this week in Burma following the unexpected visit of a US citizen to her island prison, where she's been under house arrest for the past 6 years. Any contact with the outside world is forbidden by the terms of her imprisonment, and she faces up to 5 years in jail if she's found guilty. And thus another chapter in the life of the Lindsay Lohan of the Nobel Peace Prize world unfolds. Sheesh, the hijinks she gets up to. Multiracial Americans are now officially the fastest growing demographic group according to the latest census estimates. First given the option to check more than one box for race in 2000, multiracial citizens now make up at least 5% of the minority population. So you can expect your children to go to school with more Blacktinoes, Chindians and Japawhites.
I feel like jumping, I feel like shouting now, I feel like moving, Lord, I feel like grooving now, la 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 la.
Virginia has become the first state to use new facial identification software with driver's licenses to prevent identity theft and forgery. The only caveat, no more smiles in your pictures, as the new software requires a neutral expression. But seeing as how they're still taking the picture at the bastion of misery that is the DMV, that shouldn't be a problem. Japanese researchers have identified a gene that appears to determine cyclical hair loss in mice and believe it may also be responsible for hair loss in people. The gene? Mean Gene Okerlund. A global collapse in milk prices is leading to record numbers of dairy farmers being driven out of business. Some farmers say prices have fallen to their lowest point in nearly 30 years. That's forcing some to sell their cows and others to slaughter them. So kids, get ready for your new favorite drink, chocolate V8. And now a word from our sponsor, The Effigy. With his trial date looming next month, singer and hitter Chris Brown appeared in a video released online saying in a message to all the haters that he's, quote, not a monster. He then slunk back under the bed of Sally Jenkins, age 8, to breathe heavily and make the floorboards creak. A portion of legendary French mime Marceau's estate has sold for nearly $750,000 in a court-ordered auction. Bidders bought the suit and top hat of his iconic silent clown Bip, various drawings and notebooks, and a single Marceau-sized invisible box. And lastly, a story of animal cruelty from Munich, Germany. A drunk man sitting on the banks of the river Isar started hurling insults at a strolling tourist. He then began clubbing the man with the closest weapon he could find, a live swan. The drunk received a 2-year suspended sentence this week. Finally, the sequel to The Ugly Duckling. I've been waiting for it for nigh on 30 years. And that's the news show this week. I'm Artie Sequeira, and remember, a bird in the hand is worth a palmful of guano. See you next week.